to accelerate our journey towards sustainability.
We need to collaborate across industries and government.
It's about finding a solution to a waste problem impacting every community across the UK.
And increasing what we can recycle. SUEZ started working with government and the brands on how to collect flexibles nearly 10 years ago. SUEZ originally got involved trying to recycle flexible plastics because they weren't a target for many authorities, so they weren't being recycled. And they were the last part of packaging that was needed to be recycled. And if we can get them out into recycling, then we avoid them going to EFW and the carbon emissions that are associated with their combustion. So the Flex Collect project is a collaboration between nearly 20 brands, Innovate UK and DEFRA and Zero Waste Scotland, EcoSurety and SUEZ. So that's the whole value chain from people that place material on the market all the way through to those like us who seek to capture and recycle it. The Flex Collect project is by far the largest and longest trial, is servicing over 10,000 households across 5 local authorities.
Collecting films and flexibles, plastic bags and wrapping is different to how we would normally deal with materials because we don't actually collect the material at all really in the UK. At the moment, most of the collections for plastic bags and wrappings happens when you take it back to your local supermarket, so it's just a different way of collecting it completely. At your home, you've obviously got other collections of recyclables happening too. So it's how do we collect it alongside that to make sure we don't contaminate other streams, make sure it's easily to be separated and easily processed and recycled after as well.
The Somerset residents have been through a lot of change moving out to recycle more, so 3 weekly refuse and adding in the hard plastics. We knew the next step we wanted to take was to join in this trial so we could start to roll out soft plastics working with industry and government. Days like today are really important because we couldn't do this without collaboration. Collaboration with SUEZ, collaboration with industry, because sharing learning and expertise is massively important. It's the way we all improve.
We've designed the Flex Collect project to look at a number of different things such as deprivation, different types of housing from detached all the way through to terrace, to give us a picture of what communications and what services work for different types of community across the country. That ultimately will lead into a design programme for all of the authorities in the UK on how best they can collect from their residents and their citizens.
So RAP's involvement in this project is to look at predominantly how do we communicate these service changes to households, what's the most effective way of doing it, and then also helping the data side and validation of that data to make sure we're collecting all the information we need to help inform government at the end of the day as well. So what we've seen in the Flex Collect trials to date so far is the perception of plastics has actually changed quite a lot over the last few years and people are much more willing to partake in these sorts of projects.
It's about sharing expertise and applying it to an issue that needs to be resolved, then working together, sharing learnings along the way to refine and improve. This is the collaboration that is needed to reach greater sustainability.